So the itching cleared up pretty well.
I'm glad. I told you that would work.
Yeah. I mean, look, sometimes these things happen.
All you got to do is blow on it.
That's how I got the... Oh, are we live?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey of the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. He's Jack. Say hello, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
Jack, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm all right. Rough night, but so far a decent day. Yeah, okay. I told you earlier, I had a sour stomach last night. I have not had that since I was a child. And if you've never had that, you burp the taste of like sour eggs. Ugh. And it's just fucking gross.
Yeah.
But luckily that has passed probably about 2 hours ago, finally stopped. I wasn't feeling bad or anything, just ugh. Do you know what that's like? It's like, oh, sulfur. Nummy.
Yeah, it's like hell took up residence in your esophagus.
Yeah. So feeling much better. And I thought, you know what? Hell, let's do a show. Because I missed one last night because of the aforementioned, grossness. And tonight is the Republican debate, Jack.
It is indeed.
So we're going to talk about that. But before we do, I need a kind of a public service announcement. Several of you have sent me this video of a guy named Zerka. I don't know if you've seen the video, Jack. This fucking idiot. He's streaming with somebody, and there's this girl walking around in the background, either in a bathing suit. To me, it looks like underwear, but I really didn't pay that much attention. He grabs her by the waist, pulls her to his crotch, and goes, "That's right, guys. I crossed state lines to bang a 16-year-old." And then they simulate dry humping.
Ew.
Yeah. Now, for the record, if you cross state lines specifically to bang a 16-year-old and it's 18 is the age in your state, you've committed a crime.
Yes.
The issue here is that she's not actually 16. She's, as far as I know, 20, because I looked into this. She's 20 years old. She is a adult actress, and her shtick is that she looks like she's 15. So that's gross. But it's just him being an edgy boy in probably the worst way possible. Haha, pedophilia. Yay. You need to be careful with that shit, homie.
Yeah. I don't understand being an edgy boy with pedo jokes, because making a joke verbally is one thing, like fucking around, but doing stunts like that.
Yes.
That's how people get shot.
Yeah, that's just being stupid. And look, I get he was trying to make a joke. I think it was really stupid. I think it's kind of gross. And I think her brand of adult entertainment is disturbing, to say the least. But before everybody freaks out, really look into this stuff. Keep your name. Thanks so much. Hey, Monkey, may I post Satsu's GoFundMe in chat? Oh, please do. Oh, shit. That reminds me. I forgot to put our links into chat.
Yeah, our personal GoFundMes.
Hey, we like to eat too money.
Speaking of which, like, share, subscribe, and if you feel generous, you can toss us a couple bucks at the Streamlabs links that are about to go into your chat and pinned at the top of the YouTube chat, which should be in the description, correct?
It is. It's in the description on YouTube and over there on Rumble. All right, there we go.
And of course, Satsu has a GoFundMe, so he's he's over halfway. So,
man, they still won't let us pin these on Rumble.
No, I kind of don't like that I can't make the little side thing go away on Rumble either.
Oh, the new thing there?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
That's an option on YouTube. You can make that drop down, but you can't make it go away on Rumble. It's very annoying because it made the screen either slightly askew, but I think it's smaller on my screen.
Green Lady Gray says Zerka's a questionable person. He's an asshole.
Yeah.
He's just an asshole.
Did you see the FouseyTube video?
I did, and I'm not convinced that's not a setup.
That would not surprise me. But that dude's weird.
I mean, Fousey's kind of known for, faking pranks. It helped blow up his brand. But he's also insane, so who knows what's going on there.
Yeah, it's a little... I think that dude needs a mental evaluation either way.
watching that thing, I mean, I didn't get a good look at the police. But when they decide to arrest him the way they did, it just seemed a little abrupt, and he was a little too willing to go along with it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It may be absolutely true. It may be absolutely true, but it wouldn't surprise me. Also, there was the pre-fight for Logan Paul and Dylan, whatever the hell his last name is.
Oh yeah.
It was a complete shit show, as you might imagine.
The arrest video right now. If these guys aren't real cops, they're in big trouble because they're wearing real guns, or at least real enough looking, and they are wearing patches and badges. So impersonating an officer in Florida, this is not a light joke. But these look like real cops.
Yeah, but Vuzi's also a dumbass. So
yeah, look, like he might have gotten himself purposely put on a psych hold. I won't put that past him.
Yeah, there's that too. I mean, because did you see the call where he calls the police and he's talking about how some guy has a gun to his head at that moment?
Yeah.
And then the police just kind of come in and like, "What's up? How are you?" You know, they're rather calm for responding to a kidnapping.
Well, I think they knew it was a bullshit call. So
yeah, maybe
because I look, if he was trying to get himself arrested, I bet one of the security guys tipped off the cops before they went in the room. Like, hey, there's nobody else in there.
And they did say he had a security guy outside, so who knows?
Yeah, I'd be interested
because off his fucking rocker, man.
Yeah, apparently this all happened while he was live streaming, so this was like publicly out there. So the cops might have been watching that. They're like, wait, this is that guy? Okay.
That's the other part that made me suspicious, because he says he wants his security guard to come in and start filming this when he knew damn well it was already being filmed.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird, but again, he's a fucking weirdo. I don't know what to think about it. I just think that the guy needs a psych evaluation. He's got some deep-rooted issues there.
Speaking of deep-rooted issues, there's going to be a turn-up on TV tonight, an overweight one, filled with cream.
Oh, Chris Christie?
Chris Christie, yes, that dude, man. Fuck. Real quick, thank you, the Dark Conservatarian. Here's some money for helping to notify me that tonight is the first GOP debate, so I can do a live review / react to it on my channel. Thanks, guys. Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, we're here to help.
We are here to, to help. I will caution, in 2020, was it? Maybe it was 2018. Shit, I don't remember. When we were doing some debate that we, I think it's the 2020 election, the primary debates. My channel actually got taken down for doing it.
Yeah.
I lost my channel for a day because there's the content match feature. And when you're doing live streaming, the typical rules do not apply. Now, that was CNN. Other places don't seem to be as bad, but with it being the content match and as fucked up as YouTube has got with that lately, be very careful with it. I'm still not sure how we're covering it tonight, Jack.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that. But it
depends if you fall asleep and create more earthquakes and YouTubers magically die.
That's fair. I do have a prediction. No matter what else happens on the stage, unless Ramaswamy really steps on his dick, he wins tonight.
Quite likely. I am going to go so far as to say I think he is going to go up in the polls, and Sanders is going to go down.
You have, okay, because on the screen you can see him, and this is actually the debate order that they're going to be standing on the screen. And if you notice, Ramaswamy is right next to DeSantis in the middle. Mm-hmm. His star is on the rise, and they've taken notice of it in the media. But if you look at 7 out of the 8 of those guys, they're not really that different from each other. Not in policy. They're all your basic Republicans. You know what I mean? And without Trump there to be the populist, that falls on Ramaswamy. who is incredibly charismatic and quick on his feet. I just think this is a loss for Ron DeSantis, no matter what. He would have to come out and just blow everybody away.
Which I think was Trump's goal the whole time. Like, by not showing up, he only hurts DeSantis.
Yeah, well, he hurts himself here a little bit too. I mean, the last thing you want to do is show people there's another option for the populist candidate.
Unless he's showing them how bad the other candidates are. I mean, Chris Christie's going to be on the stage. I mean, that's not exactly helping anybody.
Look, from left to right, we have Hutchinson, Christie, Pence, DeSantis, Ramaswamy, Haley, Scott, and Burgum, who isn't he like a governor somewhere?
Used to be South Dakota.
Yeah, South fucking Dakota.
He might not be there tonight because he apparently got injured at a baseball game.
Fair enough.
Yeah, not the Steve Scalise one, a different one. Or basketball. Something. He got some sort of injury where he might not be able to stand for a long period of time, so he might have to drop out.
Of those 8 people I named, I mean, if we're being honest, only Ron DeSantis has a chance right now.
Yeah, I think this is really going to be an argument between DeSantis, Ramaswamy, and Scott. And I don't think Scott's got a real shot.
It's going to depend on what Scott comes out with. It really does. I think mostly we're going to learn that nobody needs to pay attention to Hutchinson or Burgum, even if he shows up. That Chris Christie just wants to talk about Trump. It's literally the only reason he's in the race.
Oh, yeah. Him and Pence could go make out in the back room and be just as effective and save a lot of money.
You know, Pence is at least trying to keep it civil. Christie's just being a cock about it.
Yeah. Pence is a better politician, though.
Pirates, I'm glad you brought that up. Larry Elder is threatening to sue the Republican National Committee over this.
I heard about that. He was on some show talking about that. I heard part of it on the radio.
He wasn't allowed on the debate stage, and they had some really stupid rules. It's like 40,000 individual donations, and then you had to be at least 1% in 3 national polls or 1% in 2 national polls and 2 early state polls, I think it was. And he qualified because of, according to him, he had his 1% in the Rasmussen poll.
Yeah.
But the poll was sponsored by Trump's campaign, so they're like, no, it can't be a poll that was sponsored by anybody.
That's kind of a technical bullshit thing.
It is. And
I mean, Berger basically bought people for supporters because he was giving away gift cards.
That's the guy that was giving away $10 if you would donate $1 to him.
Yeah. It's like, here's a gift card. And
Bed Bath & Beyond.
How are they going to let that dude on and not let Larry Elder on? They should just half these people shouldn't be there.
Yeah, they should have just let Larry on and kept Hutchinson off because nobody gives a shit about him. He's going nowhere. Asa, you know better. Stop wasting other people's money. Stop it. Pence, I mean, look, even if Trump weren't in this race, Mike, you ain't got a shot in hell. You just don't. There's no career. You're like Al Gore on Xanax.
Oh, that's mean.
Am I wrong?
No, it's just mean.
He's boring as fuck.
Yeah.
Christie, again, the only reason he's there is so that he can rip on Trump. He even said, it's going to be Trump's loss because I'm sure he's going to come up. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, this is his personal GoFundMe because he's just trying to get some money.
Nikki Haley, everybody forgot she's a person.
Yeah. Well, she's a rhino. So if they wanted a rhino, they'd vote for Pence.
And Tim Scott, I mean, I like Tim Scott when he speaks most of the time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he stepped on his wiener a few times lately.
Yeah. He's got some rhino tendencies that I don't like. And that whole thing with questionable money moving around. I kind of take issue with that. So
it'll be interesting because all of the campaign money for him is being like used by one group.
Yeah, I
which is
find that.
incredibly weird.
Yeah, I find that very suspect, and I'd like some transparency on that before I'm willing to even consider him as a VP choice. Because, like, I do like a lot of the things he says, but he's played the race card a couple times too, and like, you got some kind of lefty pseudo Marxist shit hidden in there. So I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see if he can keep his charisma up in this debate because he is a charismatic guy.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. Now, the two that I'm interested in seeing is DeSantis and Ramaswamy and see how they do.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The more I see of Vivek is actually apparently how you say his name. Look, guys, I'm trying to learn. Vivek, the more I see of him, the more I think, yeah, you could put him in any situation and he's going to be able to have answers for you. You might not like the answer, but he's going to answer you.
Yeah, he's prepared. He actually has some policy ideas, whether you like them or not. He at least has them ready. And he seems to be quick on his feet. And that's the type of stuff people are looking for. They want direct answers. They want policy decisions. They want somebody that can respond immediately.
Yes, absolutely. And he does it well. And he doesn't. I've noticed with him, there's a couple of times where he hasn't answered things as directly as I wish. But there's also a lot of times where he'll answer a question in a way that's like, hey, that's not answering the question, before bringing it back to actually answering the question. Where most of them would just do that first part where it's like, this is, for instance, there was a lady who stands up during this town hall just over a week ago. I forgot what town hall it was, but it's Vivek, sorry, and he's at a town hall. Lady stands up. Her son had died in Afghanistan. And she asked a question about how do we let Xi Jinping know that it's not okay to be threatening the U.S. And he starts out by talking about how sad it was that her son had died. And I expected him, because I'm used to politicians, I expected him to stop right there. And instead, he says that and how, he get a little bit about how screwed up the wars were. And then he goes into how he would deal with China, including, he said, if necessary, having a carrier going through the Taiwanese Strait every fucking month if he has to. Like, all right, fair enough. But it was weird to watch a politician actually answer a fucking question.
I was scared too.
It's weird, man. I don't know how to take that because look, sometimes they'll answer questions, but most of the time they dodge. Can't give a real good answer.
Answering questions is like kryptonite to these people.
Well, did we actually watch it, or did we just talk about it? Was that LGBTQ chick strolled up on him?
Oh my God, yeah.
And he handled her easily. Just like she came up and, what are your thoughts on the LGBTQ plus community? And you're like, what do you mean? What was this thing? These are things that are in, they don't like each other.
With each other. Yeah. And he's not wrong. But this lady was totally just talking points. There was no depth to her thinking.
Yep. And he answered him easily. And then he turned the question back around on her, which was fucking awesome. Where Ron DeSantis might have been able to handle that, Chris Christie would have just peed and asked for a donut.
He might have eaten her.
He might have. Well, she was a big girl. Even for Christie, that's like 2 meals right there.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I'm saving this for later.
But, like, Christie does not belong on this stage. I don't care if he's 1% in the poll. I don't believe Mike Pence has gotten over 1% in any poll. They need to stop telling me that shit.
Yeah, I'm not buying that Pence has a percent. No.
The only way Pence has a percent is if you have never Trumpers who are also never DeSantis's.
Yeah.
And they were like, spin the wheel, I'll pick whoever's left.
Yeah, same with Hutchinson, though. I don't think any of these guys should be on the stage.
Well, no, Hutchinson shouldn't. I don't even think Haley should. There was a time where Haley, she was a rising star, and if she had ran in probably 2020, if Trump hadn't, maybe she had a chance, or at least to get a decent showing. She's okay. Let's play a game, Jack. You ready? On the screen, there are 8 Republicans. Who drops out first?
I'm gonna say Hutchinson.
I'm gonna go Burgum and then Hutchinson because
Burgum's got
Burgum,
more money.
maybe Ace is a more experienced politician though.
Yeah, but nobody fucking knows who he is anymore. He hasn't been relevant in 20 years.
Burgum's never been relevant.
That's true. But that
So-
might play in his favor.
Maybe. Those two are the two ends, I think, definitely drop out first. I think Haley goes next.
Yeah, probably. I think Christie and her are probably going to be pretty close together because Christie's going to run out of money.
Yeah, I don't know how much money he has. I'd have to look into that. He's
I
going to
would be
stay
looking
in
at
as
their Uber Eats budget.
he's going to stay in as long as the Uber Eats holds out.
Yeah,
because that little fat fuck, he is just there as a spoiler.
Oh, absolutely.
And, homie, as a spoiler, I don't know how to tell you this, but you have to actually be able to spoil.
Yeah, look, he doesn't even have the numbers like Pete Buttigieg had, so sorry.
Austin, I saw your message and I'm so sorry I forgot to write it down. It's his birthday, I believe yesterday, right? Or is it today? Anyway, Austin, around here we do this. It's chaos on the screen there, but his name's Austin, and this one's for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Austin. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, sir. I hope you have a great one. Woody says mine was yesterday.
What?
And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday to
you.
Happy birthday, dear Woody.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Hope you guys had great ones or have a great one. Depends on 30th birthday. Holy crap. You were born 2 days before I got married.
We're old enough to be your dad.
Yeah, I mean, I have children older than you. Goddamn, we're old, Jack.
It's just we shit.
You're older than me.
Yet. I don't have time to get old.
You're older than me.
I know. I don't have time for that shit. Nope.
All right. I think the last two in the race, and I know this is like, how Miss Cleo of you, will be DeSantis and Ramaswamy, just because they have the money and the momentum right now. I think Ramaswamy doesn't really get hurt until he goes against Trump. And the reason for that, I said this on, I think it was on Twitter. The only three that really belong in this race are DeSantis, Trump, and Ramaswamy. And here's why. DeSantis covers enough of the establishment Republicans to give them somebody to vote for.
Yeah.
Trump and Ramaswamy are the old and the new guard of populism. And so they're different enough that their views kind of clash now and then. But they give that represents everybody who might vote. Nobody's voting for Chris Christie. Stop it. Nobody. The only people voting for Chris Christie are people who sell food because they want him to have an endless budget.
Yeah.
That fat fuck does not belong on that stage. And this has nothing to do with his hatred of Trump. I don't give a shit about his hatred of Trump. I think if anything, all he's going to do is help Trump out tonight.
Oh, quite likely.
But he's meaningless. And this is all because Trump refused to put him in a high cabinet position. Let's be honest about what's going on here. Chris comes off the first Trump campaign thinking he's going to be in, and Trump was like, no, I don't think so. And so Chris is like, I'm going to get that bastard. I'm going to tear him up like I tear up a ham. And that's what this is all about. It's his hurt little feelings. Well, big feelings trapped in that big body.
Hey, he eats his feelings.
Chris, you're never going to be able to make that hole in your soul go away with donuts and corned beef, man.
You don't know. I do. That's why ho-hos and ding-dongs look like plugs.
You're not wrong. I never thought about that before.
Those little Hostess cupcakes, especially, they look like drain plugs.
They kind of do. You're right.
I thought about that when I was like 7 and never been able to get that thought out of my head.
Did he cover Fox threatening to sue everyone? I didn't see Fox threatening to sue everyone. Are they saying
not surprising
that you can't stream this? Like I said, I wouldn't be shocked.
I wouldn't be either. They're a bunch of babies.
In the long run, they can't really get away with that. They can block it live, but in the long run, as long as you're doing commentary on it, I mean, it counts as education. It counts as commentary.
Yeah.
Good luck. So, yeah, it's not like we haven't been down this road before with these fucking networks. Fox used to be okay with this, man. They used to do a much better job at allowing people to, shout them out. But there's a group of people who are, I'm not going to watch the debate because it's on Fox. Well, good for you. You're going to be talking about it, so stop pretending you're better than everybody. You're still going to pay a lot of attention to it. Yeah. You're just not going to watch it live. Well done.
Here's a overview of what he's talking about. Fox News has been called out for apparently threatening legal action against unaffiliated media outlets that reuse more than 3 minutes of excerpts from an upcoming GOP debate in the 7 days following its broadcast.
In the 7 days?
Yeah.
I wonder which media outlets they're talking about, though.
Let's see. In an advisory circulating on social media, which Newsweek has yet to independently verify, the network reportedly set out stringent redistribution policies and warned that failure to comply will regard as a violation of our rights and may subject violators to liability under applicable laws, like fair use. It adds, quote, Fox News reserves all rights and remedies in the event of any violation of its rights.
Yeah, so that solves it for us, Jack. We won't be covering it live. I'm not against going over the whole goddamn thing when it's done, though, because if they're doing that, then they definitely have content match ID on.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Or content ID match, that's what it is.
Oh, this. As well as limiting the amount of content in the week following the debate, it says other media outlets must provide, quote, an appropriate, unobstructed on-screen credit in the upper left or right-hand corner of the screen during the entire debate excerpt. And that the clip must be introduced with an audio credit in a debate on the Fox News channel.
All right.
I don't think they could do that.
I mean, they kind of can. They're like, these are the terms of use for it. So as long as you're within those terms of use, they'll be like, all right, we won't sue you. However, you can't tell people they can only use 3 minutes of it. That's nonsense.
That's not how fair use works.
It's not, no. Now, I do know a lot of people who do this kind of stuff who, frankly, they let shit play even though it's not relevant. Son. And they just do it for the content. And I believe that's stealing. If you don't have something to say about it, then you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And that's fair, but as long as there's relevant commentary. And look, if we cover it, Jack, and they want us to make sure there's an on-screen credit, I have no problem doing that.
Yeah.
I will make a little overlay that says, fuck Fox News. This is where this was originally aired, and put it up in the corner.
This is what Ron Flipowski, a former federal prosecutor, said. This is insane.
Dark Conservatarian, thank you. What about C-SPAN? Is C-SPAN a safe bet for live debate, reviewing, reacting? Yes, C-SPAN usually is, but this will probably not be covered by C-SPAN, will it?
I don't think so. I think this is exclusively on Fox from what I'm seeing here. And that's why they're being so protective.
They started this back in the 2016 debates. I don't remember it being any earlier than that, but perhaps it was. With allowing cable news to host debates and only them to host the debate. Instead of it being a public thing for everybody to see. It's like, no, this is ours. That's not how it was supposed to be. It should be to everybody. It should be like, okay, there was a time, Jack, when when we were kids, when the debate would be on all 3 channels we had available to us.
Oh yeah, it would be nonstop, which was annoying as a child, but as an adult, that's probably how it should be.
That's exactly how it should be. You're talking about candidates for president. You're like, only if you got cable.
Yeah,
Only.
and this specific channel that I don't like that. It should be at least available to the others.
Yes, absolutely. And frankly, it should still be shown. Look, it's not like the networks are doing that good anyway. Give them something people are going to watch. Now, we haven't talked about the, I was going to say the elephant in the room, but the elephant who won't be in the room.
Well, I was going to say, we talked about Chris Christie.
No, not the actual elephant.
Oh.
Donald Trump won't be there. And reportedly, CNN has reported this. I've not seen it verified anywhere. But that Tucker Carlson and Trump, because we had talked about this, and I'm like, when? But reportedly, they had already recorded a discussion that's going to go up as counter programming to this.
Oh. So.
And you know what? That one we can cover.
Yeah.
That one we can absolutely cover. And you know, I was like, if I was Tucker, I would be like, fuck Trump for not doing the Blaze forum that they had.
Mm-hmm.
But also as Tucker, being that this one's on Fox News, I might be like, you know what? I can forgive you missing that one. Fuck Fox News.
Yeah, see, that's what my argument was. That's why I thought it was believable as a rumor.
See, they had denied everything at that time.
Yeah.
And we're like they said, he's not even in the country right now. But if they filmed it beforehand, the only problem with filming it beforehand is it's going to be, I don't want to say formulaic because it's Trump, but kind of formulaic because you can't do it based on anything. If it were me, I'd want to do it as a reaction to the debate rather than as just a counter to him, so that you could get in there and you get your own say for as long as you want to cover any of the topics, especially any that seem to go over really well with the public. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And instead, it's going to be, okay, it's a Trump interview. We've seen thousands of those. And I'm sure they're going to get into January 6th. We might have to go Rumble exclusive tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as far, I still haven't seen anybody on Tucker's side confirm this.
I don't know.
The only place I know that's from is CNN saying according to sources. And any of their other articles where they'll mention it, they'll link, and if you click on that link, it'll take you to a story that says according to sources. So look, I'm not saying it's not true. It's CNN, so I will believe it when it starts. Minister, thank you. Does it count as a win if any of them escape Christie's black hole and survive? Pretty sure that man sweats gravy. Please forgive me for my reading. I'm still having that problem with my eye. I still keep forgetting to call the eye doctor. Thank you for the donation. I think anybody who gets away from him without getting sweat on him is a winner. But I was talking, about like polls going up and stuff with who wins this debate. Oh my God. But this one will be super interesting. Are we talking about with Trump? I mean, look, I don't know how interesting it'll be. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of bored with Trump. Not that I think Trump's bad or anything, but he said it kind of perfectly. Everybody knows who he is. I still think he should have went to the debate, but I just feel like I'm not going to learn anything from Trump. There's not going to be any, oh, wow, that's interesting. I hadn't thought about it that way. Or, ooh, he's really going after him for that. I just don't feel there's going to be a lot of that. Maybe when it comes to the indictments against him. But in that case, if I'm his lawyers, look, dude, I know we don't have gag orders on all the cases, but you do. Don't say shit. Because he'll fuck around and say something that gets him in more trouble. And Thank you, Retro. Call the doctor. We need our monkey. I can still see out of the other eye.
He's a cyclopean monkey.
If God wanted me to have good sight, he wouldn't have given me two eyes. That's what.
I don't think that's how depth perception works, but
I still feel bad for poking Phoebe in the ear like that. Oh my God. Yeah, she was not happy with me for quite a while after that.
Oh, I imagine I wouldn't be either, but cat's ears are super sensitive and they have floofy hair in there.
Trying to roll a cigarette, man, it is a chore. I have to close my one eye and kind of do it slowly to get it lined up on the roller where it goes.
I thought of a solution for you.
Have somebody else do it for me?
No, quit smoking.
Oh, I thought about that, but I don't want to.
Oh, no, okay,
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
I'm out of ideas then. That's all I had.
I mean, I do want to, in theory. But then I light one and I'm like, I don't want to.
I look so cool right now.
I do look cool with a cigarette, man. I ain't gonna lie. You guys out there, you can pretend people didn't look cool smoking a cigarette, but y'all damn know well there's people who did.
It's true.
Hashtag not all. Some of y'all look like retards. Just saying.
Yeah, that's very true too.
Yeah, some people are like, ooh, I look cool. Like, you look like you're trying to look cool, which is the opposite.
I bought you a helmet.
Yes. And a bib. Have some Windex. Anyhow, I just think with tonight's debate, Ramaswamy, I think it's the lowercase a. I think he wins just because Trump's not there. If Trump was there, Trump would win easily.
Yeah, and DeSantis would probably shine a little better. He does very good oppositionally to Trump, but this one really is DeSantis's to lose.
And I think he will. He just the charisma void between Viv, and DeSantis, with the two of them standing right next to each other.
Yeah.
Ron can give a good speech. When they had that 10-minute thing at that Lincoln breakfast, he gave a good speech.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Look, I like DeSantis, but he's very stiff.
He is, especially when it's not a speech, when it's an answer to a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe, I pronounced it right a couple of times. You should be thankful I got it right a few times.
You get two.
I can roll a joint while driving. Please don't do that. I roll mine using Rizla papers to find ones about I don't even know what all that means. I go to the store and there's a box of tubes and I buy those tubes and that's what I use.
Yeah, he's rolling actual cigarettes, not marijuana.
Not marijuana and not like old school cowboy on the range kind. Cryptic, thank you. Man, am I excited. I'm going to have my bowl of alligator curry ready. Let's talk about Ramaswamy for a second. He's a Hindu, Jack.
Indeed he is.
I saw him with Bill Maher the other day. I just watched it today, but it was like 2 days ago. He was on that weird wannabe Hefner show that Bill does where he gets high and talks to people.
Uh-huh.
And it was an interesting conversation. And the whole thing about him being Hindu came up. And he actually made the argument, there are conservative Christians in this race that I guarantee you I will do a better job protecting religion than. I'm like, ouch.
He's not wrong.
Probably not wrong.
You really think Chris Christie or Mike Pence would protect your religious rights?
Right? Mess says that's Joe Rogan. No. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but you got to see the set if you've never seen it. It looks like they're getting ready to shoot a porn there. It really does. It's not a good look. But yeah, I think Ramaswamy wins this one.
Yeah, he has to really trip over his nuts for him to fuck it up. I mean, we could be surprised. We could have DeSantis come out swinging, and do awesome. Nikki Haley might come out and blow everyone away, but I really doubt it.
I just don't see. I don't see any. Maybe Scott could make a name for himself tonight.
Yeah, I mean, some of these guys are probably going to do enough to get their base to donate more money, but winning new people over is probably just going to be DeSantis and Ramaswamy.
Now, Christie will probably get a lot of attention for tonight. He'll get a lot of attention because he's only there to bag on Trump, and we all know how our media is. So Chunky Boy will get a lot of attention, but I don't think he's going to get a lot of support where it matters in the Republican primary.
Yeah, look, if Christie had been smart when he launched his campaign, he would have released a new book, and that would have been a residuals move he could make, because then all the people would be like, I hate Trump too, and his book could be called like that mean orange man from Florida or something, and then he would have made more money. But he's not that smart.
He might announce a book tonight. My new book, Trump Sucks by Chris Christie. And Trump sucks and where's my Uber Eats? He doesn't need Uber Eats. All he has to do is go real fast and food will come to him. Metal Minister, thank you. Jack, Nikki isn't going to come out and blow everyone, though Kamala's path couldn't hurt. He meant blow him away. Blow him away.
Look, I'd probably bang Nikki Haley. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why, but something to do, I guess.
She's an attractive lady.
She's kind of thick for my standards, but
thick.
Yeah.
Did you see her when she was talking about how she's a person of color?
Yeah.
That girl's stick thin.
See, even Unacceptable's backing me up. He's like, she's too fat, Jack. I know. Look, I'm just saying. The same thing with Tulsi Gabbard. I don't know what it is, but there's something about him that I would stick my wiener in him. Even Britney Spears, that crazy old whore, she's way too crazy. And she's pretty fat now. But I would still bang her. What?
She is not pretty fat.
Have you seen her? She's kind of fat.
She's really not.
I'd be like look,
your
chubby. I'd call her chubby while I was doing her.
Frosted, thank you. Chrissy's new book, 50 Shades of Gravy, indeed. But no, these people, half of them don't belong there. And only 2 out of the 8, a quarter of them even have a chance in this fucking race. So it'll be interesting to see, but I don't think we're going to be like blown away by anything that's said. I don't think anybody's going to do much for their rankings except for DeSantis and Ramaswamy. They might be able to knock a couple of the also-rans out with this. When Mike Pence gets up there and just repeats his same boring talking points again.
Yeah.
Where he tries to have it both ways on shit. Christie just railing on Trump. I mean, maybe the Lincoln Republicans, the ones from the Lincoln Project, will stop banging kids long enough to donate to you, but nobody else is going to care.
Yeah. Quick. Thank you, Cryptic. I couldn't help it. We have 2 Indian descent people and a black man. I could make a worse call out like chicken and curry. Chicken and curry sounds fucking amazing right now. There's no good curry places around me anymore. I used to have one a couple miles down the street, and now I don't, and I'm very angry about it because they did have really amazing chicken curry. There was a Thai place not that far away either that had even better chicken and curry. Oh my God, I'm so hungry right now.
Greg, you know what? That's actually a good point. Standing next to Pence will make Ron look a little more energetic, even with Ramaswamy on the other side of him. When that boring fuck opens his mouth and then Ron gets to talk next, it's going to sound like somebody switched you from half speed to 4 times speed. Ron, sorry, not Ron. Mike, how you get so boring, dude? And how do you think anybody's going to vote for you like that? What state was he from when he was a governor? Indiana?
Pence? Yeah, I think so.
Indiana. What was your other choice? A rock?
Corn.
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 Yeah. You ever been through Indiana? Like
yeah.
Not just like the city parts, but like.
No, we've driven straight through top to bottom before.
Oh yeah, you go.
Uh-oh. Is that me or you? Hard to tell with these daytime internets. Hello?
What? I can hear you just fine.
You disappeared there for a second.
No, I didn't. You did.
No, they said it was you.
No.
But anyway, you were talking about driving through Indiana. The Indianians got you.
Yeah, probably fuckers. They're sitting there touching us. Yeah, if you drive through Indiana, it's like fields and corn, and that's pretty much what it is, until you hit like Fort Wayne or Indianapolis. Beyond that, or Gary, because that's a shithole that's their armpit. But yeah, it's just a bunch of nothing. It's flat land everywhere you go. You can't really if you take some back roads from Ohio to Indiana, you won't even know you crossed state lines.
They don't have signs?
No, there's a lot of back roads that cross them, and like because we used to go get lottery tickets, and we'd take the scenic route, and Dad was always like, "Yeah, we're gonna go the scenic route," which means fucking middle of nowhere, and you get to some little gas station out the fucking sticks.
Let me get this. Harmonica, thank you so much. Ramaswamy VP for Trump 2024? Question mark? No. This is another thing when he was on with Bill Maher. He was emphatic about this because Bill told him right to his face, I think you're running to be VP. And he said, no. He goes, I do not want VP. And he said this, at this point in his life, he is not okay with being number 2. It's just not something he can do. And I could understand that.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean he wouldn't be like perfect for a cabinet post. Maybe that's what he's angling for.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I think it's a mistake for him to outright ban that. But he might be just saying that now and he's going to change his mind later.
I hear you. What is he, 38 years old, and he's been the head of his own company for several years?
Yeah.
That's a hard thing to then suddenly be like, I'm going to take the back seat so I can maybe be president later.
Yeah.
I'm going to go spend 4 years as this guy's lackey, where I'm not allowed to give my opinion on things. I can give his opinion on things, which like then ties you to those opinions. What's that?
It's not like it's a hard job, though.
It's not a hard job, and we all know that. The VP is like one of the easiest jobs in the world. All you got to do is take your kids around the world and get them jobs. But
yeah, collect money.
And collect money, yeah. Thank you, Metal Minister. Trump Elder 2024. Now, I could see Larry Elder taking it.
Yeah, I could too.
I'm not sure you'd see anybody offer it to him, though.
That's true. Real quick. Thank you, Circus Zero. You see the leader of the Wagner group died in a plane crash yesterday in Russia. Yeah, as a helicopter crash went down. They're not sure Posdian, whatever his name is, was actually on that yet.
Yeah, it's weird because I just saw a thing yesterday, day before, where they said the Wagner group is Wagner group, guys. It's Wagner, but they're weird, so they could pronounce it Wagner. That they had just announced where they were because nobody knew where they went after the, I'm using big air quotes, coup. They just kind of disappeared back into Ukraine, and they just find them. They're just announcing where they are, and this guy dies. Was Hillary around?
Right. Yeah, according to Zero Hedge's feed here, there's reports from the RIA news service that 8 bodies were found at the crash site of the Embraer plane in the Tver region. I guess it was a plane. I thought it was a helicopter. My bad. But yeah, there's video of it going down. So I don't know. We'll find out. But the guy was sent to Belarus. They were supposedly marching toward Ukraine. I don't know what to think of this. It could be just psyops too. Like they're faking his death.
And even if it's not, this is something people have got to pay attention to with stuff like this. We've seen it with like Putin. We got to get rid of Putin. Who takes over? Who's the next guy to control the Wagner group? This guy at least seemed to be able to get those bunch of weird mercenaries and keep them together, keep them on task. His second in command could be a fucking psycho. Good luck, Ukraine.
Yeah, like this Prigozhin guy seems like he was pretty fucking crazy.
Oh,
so, yeah, Outkick is saying there's 10 dead, but they found 8 bodies.
Bubba asked if the plane got pushed out a window.
That's what I said on Twitter.
Nice. Great minds. Great minds.
Yeah. See, we're all very smart and we're funnier than most people. That's why we're in trouble all the time.
With the plane going down, I just assume it's somebody who fathered one of Hillary's children. I mean, anyhow, where are we? Bring Boris Yeltsin back. Oh God, what a milquetoast piece of shit he was.
Is he still alive?
I don't know. Did Yeltsin die? I know Spotty Head did, Gorbachev.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if Yeltsin did or not. But let me ask you something, Jack. One of the things that's definitely going to be asked about tonight is the Ukrainian war. We have 8 people on that stage. We're not going to count Ramaswamy because I don't know if you know, but he's for ending the war and just making friends with Russia to fuck China over.
Yeah.
Of the remaining 7, how many of them call for getting out of there? How many of them? No, let's do it better. How many of them call for us to stay in there as long as needed?
Oh, most of them. Pence and Haley have both come out in support of funding Ukraine. Yeah. Sure, Chris Christie, if they have anything to eat over there, he'll want to stay. I think all but I'm guessing DeSantis and maybe one of the others will say no, but the rest are all in for sure.
I haven't seen DeSantis's take on this yet.
I don't think I have either, but I think he's going to say we can send them aid, but not as much as it is. So
I have a feeling we're gonna hear 7 of the 7 in some way support at least continuing aid, which fuck all of you.
Yeah.
I feel like all 7 of them are going to be like, we have to stop Russia, as though Russia is all that relevant on the world stage anymore.
They're really not, especially showing how
not without China.
Yeah, they are not as well organized as everyone thought. So I think China's a much bigger threat, and I've been saying that for quite a while now on this show, I think.
Oh yeah.
So people need to focus on that, but nobody wants to because we could beat up on somebody else. Look, Russia is still dangerous, don't get me wrong, but they're not the biggest threat.
Not to us.
We should be fucking with them at all. No, it's a giant waste of time. Why are we wasting our time with the fucking Russians when we should be paying attention to China's incredible military buildup and their attempts to annex the small island nation that controls all of the semiconductors that we buy, or at least 90% of them, that will cripple us if we don't start giving them money then, which means we're going to have to hand over intellectual property to China in exchange for these semiconductors that run the day-to-day life that we are so spoiled with.
Yep.
That seems like a suicide pact, but then again, a lot of our politicians are probably on the take from China, so there we are.
Too many of our politicians are stuck in the Russia thing.
Yeah, well, it's been successful, and they don't stop doing something until they figure out it's not successful anymore because they're stupid.
Well, I hear you, but when it comes to portraying them as the most dangerous enemy we have, I mean, that really goes back to Barack Obama trying to push that shit. And Trump comes in and rightfully points out, nah, bro, it's China. I'm sorry, China.
Yeah. And well, even Obama wasn't on board with Russia because remember, Mitt Romney said that Russia was an economic enemy and he mocked him for it.
But at the debate.
Yeah, but he changed the tune after the election.
Once he gets into power, oh, yeah, them damn Russians. I mean, this goes back to when you and I are kids, when Russia was, I mean, it was us versus the Russians.
Yeah.
The Russians, yes, they have nukes. But they are not our biggest threat. Our biggest threat is China. They just are. They have a huge military. They have Taiwan right there. They could just get rid of Taiwan if they wanted to. If we're being honest, they could just get rid of it.
Yeah, but they want that infrastructure. So unless we like back them into a corner, they're not going to wipe out Taiwan. They could pounce on that whenever they wanted.
The aggression that we've seen, and to us, because we saw like in the Black Sea, there was an incident with the Russians and Great Britain.
Mm-hmm.
But what we've seen isn't the Russians; it's the fucking Chinese.
Yeah, but no, there's a Russian playbook. You know, that's what a lot of our institutions are based on is the Cold War. And that's an outdated way of thinking. They're not looking asymmetrically or economically or anything like that. They've never played Civilization, is what I'm saying.
Godzilla in chat, it kind of gets to what you're saying. It sounds good to boomers and probably to some Gen Xers too, because it's what we grew up with.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is, Ivan Drago got his ass kicked.
Yeah.
And it's time to start looking at the little guys.
Yeah,
and,
times change.
Yeah. Except we are not.
Yeah, you have to adapt to the current situation. If you don't, you're going to lose. And like I said, they're using an outdated playbook because that's what's historically worked. So they just keep throwing it out there. And they can't, no matter how many times they keep doing that, it's not going to change the reality of it. You have to realize that China is an enemy now. They are an economic enemy. And they have a lot of control over us because they donate to a lot of politicians and own a lot of companies. But they are our greatest economic threat.
I would argue they're also our biggest military threat.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, because they're growing every day. They're investing in their military. We're making it woke.
Let's talk about donations and countries for just a moment.
Oh, like, share, and subscribe?
Please like, share, subscribe if you would. Donate to Jack or myself. The link is at the top of your YouTube chat. It's also in your Rumble description and your YouTube description. No, what I was going to get at is, we keep hearing all this Russia shit.
Mm-hmm.
The bad Russians. Who did Biden just kind of on the hush hush give a bunch of fucking money to? Did you see this?
Kids?
The Iranians.
Oh, yeah.
Who do the Iranians work for?
They have a lot of peace agreements with China and Russia.
Russia's their biggest backer.
Yeah.
Fuck the Russians. By the way, let's give their biggest terrorist supporting state a bunch of money, so that they'll agree not to have nukes for 15 years. For the record, anybody who's heard this nonsense of Obama, he had a deal with the Iranians so they wouldn't get nuclear missiles. No. That deal was not for that. It was so they wouldn't get them for a few years. That was it.
Yeah, it was just to slow the progress.
Yeah. It was to flatten the curve, Jack.
Oh, of course. I mean, that is one of the most critical things you could do is take a curve and flatten it out. Nice straight line.
So Biden's dick ass just gave the Iranians a bunch of money so that they might sign on to another deal where they're like, all right, we'll push it down a couple more years. Meanwhile, we know the whole time they were working on it anyway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they've got uranium enrichment programs still going. So,
yeah.
And say what you will about Israel, whether you guys like them or not. I know some people don't like Israel. They have been blowing up a lot of those things.
Yeah.
So their centrifuges go boom, boom every now and then because Israel drops some bombs or sends them some computer viruses.
Obama did send pallets of cash, literally just pallets of cash. It was their money. Bullshit. You were bribing them. Stop it.
Yeah, it's not even subtle.
Bribing them for a bad deal for us, you fucking dick.
Obama really did a lot of damage. Started trading terrorists for that traitor Bergdahl.
Yep.
Giving money to the Iranians, loosening restrictions. He put a lot of this stuff in motion.
Iran is a state sponsor of terrorism. They fund Hamas.
Mm-hmm.
The Hamas just blew up more Jews the other day. I don't see everybody crying on Twitter or on media about that, but yeah, just killed a bunch of Jews again the other day. What they will do is cry when the Israelis counterstrike that shit.
Well, I mean, look, you can only have one bad guy, right?
Yeah, and it's them damn Jews and their big noses, their curly hair, and all their money and controlling Hollywood and the media.
Just gonna be quiet while people clip that.
For a group who controls the media, they do a shit job. I just gotta say,
they're kind of bad at it. Yeah,
they're very bad at it. Very bad. Oh, these fucking look. If there was no terrorism going on over there, if they weren't living with the shit daily that we had one experience with, and we shut down the whole country for a month and turned away all our rights, I'm like, fuck it, you guys watch us as much as you want to. It's what they live with daily. These Palestinians, they're not nice people. Literally, both of the groups that run the Palestinians are fucking terrorists.
Yeah.
Unquestionably terrorists.
Remember when Clinton offered to give them pretty much everything they wanted, and they were like, no.
Right. Yeah. How many times did the Jews come to him and go, here, go ahead, take it? And Arafat, who actually got part of a Nobel Peace Prize. I cannot believe that's a real thing.
I know.
He's like, no, we need more. We need more. We need more. Yeah, two-state solution. No, there's one state. That's all you need. Palestine's not a fucking thing. It's like saying Midwest. It's what it's always been like. There was never any Palestinian state.
You monster. How dare you?
And these fucking assholes, look, sometimes the Jews go too far, Jack. I'm not going to say they never have. But most of the time when you see them whining about, oh, look what the Jews did to the Palestinians, look what happened before that. Check the news a week or to a day before. And it's like, oh, yeah, they blew up a whole bunch of fucking Jews. Whoops. My bad. They never bring that up. I remember, Jack, I've told you many times, I used to fuck around on the Real Time with Bill Maher message boards. And this big peace agreement comes out. It was actually a ceasefire between the Israelis and the Palestinians. And I immediately went over there and like, anybody want to take a bet on how long it takes the Palestinians to break this? And several people like, how dare you? None of them took the bet, by the way.
Well,
and it took less than 24 hours.
Oh, of course. I'd be shocked if it lasted a full day.
Yeah.
You may want to explain what a message board is to some of the younger people, though.
Oh, yeah. Oof, God. It's a forum. There you go. It's a Discord for us old people.
It's where you type things, post them. Real quick. Thank you, Frosty Glass. There's nothing better than flattening curves. And at last, the reason Jack loves Asian chicks is revealed. I like them because they're supple and tight. They're compact.
I bet you couldn't flatten Chris Christie's curves.
Ew. He doesn't have curves. He has jelly rolls.
He's got curves, man. That dude is shaped like a goddamn pumpkin.
No, he's like Lizzo. If you look at ice cream and you put eyes on it, that's what he's shaped like. You know, when they do like the soft serve cones, that's what he's shaped like. He's a soft serve cone with little eyeballs.
He's a fat bastard.
Yeah,
I see. You're giving him more credit than I did. I saw a picture of him from the side earlier today.
Ugh.
Yeah, he looks like two teardrops got stuck together.
Ugh.
Going the opposite way. It's just fat in the middle, and it slowly. He's like a shit that got tapered at both ends.
This has been your moment of zen, everybody.
Oh my God. This early in the day, guess Monkey couldn't sleep again. No, it's just when I did sleep, it threw everything off. So
it's night somewhere.
It's night somewhere. Well, it's morning somewhere. This is still the Monkey in the Morning show.
I know. That's the great thing about it. That's why we're never late. It's always morning somewhere.
Monkey in the Ass Master. I don't know. I was trying to do MITM and make it mid-afternoon, but the A's in the wrong spot. I hate when the A's in the wrong spot.
Monkey in the afternoon, mid.
There you go. Monkey in the afternoon, man. I had an ad on Twitter yesterday for edibles being sold by Cheech and Chong.
Yeah, I've seen those.
I was like, fuck.
Ads and ad, I guess.
I guess. Somebody's making money off it. It's not me.
Yeah, me either.
Monkey in the after morning. That's not bad. A couple people said that one. Anyhow, hey, Nuts, how you doing, sweetheart?
Hi, Stargazer.
Now, Jack, I am planning on doing a show later tonight, so I have no idea how long this one's going to go.
That's okay. I have another hour free, and then I got shit to do.
All right, that's cool. I don't have much else to talk about either, though, because I really just wanted to kind of preview the debate, and we've done that. But there's other shit we can talk. Plus, at this point on an afternoon show, I typically just start talking to the audience.
Yeah.
So, guys, what's on y'all's mind?
Would you like to piss off the audience?
Oh, God, what is it?
BBC had a new article on Andrew Tate.
Sure.
Side
is that
chat.
what this one is?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Hey, cool, it's loading. Andrew Tate's prosecution files reveal graphic claims of coercion ahead of trial. Well, yeah, this is okay. I don't know if this is about the girls or if this is about trying to get the girls to say he didn't do anything wrong. But come on. Did you see this motherfucker? I think it was in the Willie Mack video where he got into an argument with somebody. I shaved my head because I want to shave my head. I'm not going bald.
Yeah, you're clearly going bald, dude.
And then he comes out of that fucking hole looking like Saddam when we pulled him out.
Yeah, with less hair. Look, I understand growing the beard, but because the beard does help hide his weird chin. Yeah. But you're bald, dude. Just accept it. Nobody cares. Okay, it's not that big of a deal anymore. Just shave your head. You're fine.
No, see, if you shave your head, it can be cool. If you shave your head because you have male pattern baldness, then it's not as cool.
Yeah, if your horses go bald, that's really not cool.
Yeah. No, if you do it because you're going bald, then it's not cool. If you're doing it to hide your baldness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at least you can, like, if you keep it short, nobody will really know until you get, like, some of the stubble coming in.
No, I hear you, but
stay on it.
Remember, he's a manly man. He's a manly man. So he got to do it because he's cool, not because he's getting old at, in his 30s, and he's getting that bald. Damn, homie.
Yeah, that sucks, but he should be playing it up because that means you have high levels of testosterone. So you could be playing up that angle, like, look at me, I'm such a man that even my hair is afraid of me.
Have you seen the stuff about him not actually owning the cars?
Yeah, because he even admits he doesn't own anything.
Yeah, he doesn't own those cars. He got other people's property seized. Whoopsie. Yeah, are you meaning to tell me that these guys aren't real? No.
I'd be shocked by such a revelation.
Details of graphic evidence compiled by Romanian prosecutors allege that Andrew Tate coerced women into sexual acts. They've been seen by the BBC. Warning, this article contains language and details that some readers may find disturbing. So I'm guessing this is not talking about the coercion to the girls after the fact when he's already in jail and like, you got to make him cry like he did as he was in prison all day.
Look, if I was in a Romanian jail, I'd cry too. I'm going to be totally honest. That would
I
scare
would too,
the fuck
but
out of me.
I don't try to pretend that I'm the manliest man ever who never breaks nothing. No.
Yeah, I am not an apex predator alpha male. I don't remember. It's been a few hours since I read this.
No, if you listen to his tale of it, it was horrible, but all he did was concentrate. He would talk with his brother, and that made everything fine.
Yeah, and he'd meditate and do push-ups and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The case file summary containing hundreds of pages of testimony and transcripts includes an allegation of sexual violence. Yeah, Tucker, 2 counts of rape in that no sex allegations that you were talking about, sir. And that was known before you went to Romania to suck this guy's cock.
Yeah.
Anyway, sexual violence, which is said to have left one woman with an eye and breast injuries. And what prosecutors are saying are transcribed audio message that Mr. Tate's brother Tristan appears to say that he will slave these bitches. Who fucking talks like that? Does he think he's a Russian mobster?
Jack Murphy!
I don't slave these bitches. I can't even do it with their gay accent, so I went apex predator there. My bad. Why do they both talk like they got balls in their mouth?
They have the weirdest accent, dude. I don't know.
It's balls in their mouth accent. I'm telling you.
I don't know. It might be. Maybe it's the hot tranny they were talking about banging.
Well, in fairness, that was only Andrew.
Well, you know,
Andrew likes banging hot. Yeah, and you know, he didn't really say banging them. I mean, he could have meant that they were banging him, which would make a lot of sense. That's where he got that extra testosterone to go bald from.
Oh,
he got a little protein injection.
Yeah, they like him bald, I guess.
Thank you, Retro, for coming back with another month. I appreciate the support, my friend. Eye injury. Where did he touch you, monkey? It wasn't me. Lady Monkey did this shit to me. I'm convinced. Both men are facing trial in Romania for human trafficking and forming an organized criminal group with 2 other defendants. Andrew Tate is also facing a charge of rape for 2 counts, by the way. They deny all charges against them while lying about what those charges are. Some of the messages may originally have been written or recorded in English, then translated into Romanian by the prosecutor and retranslated back into English by the BBC. I feel like I'm watching a Willie Mack video.
Well, did they say woman instead of women?
Not yet, but probably. He mentions this all the time when he's, talking about the transcripts, that a little bit of it is hard to read because it was originally in English and then it was translated by the prosecutor, and that's what's been released. And then people are transcribing it back from Romanian into English. So languages are not as cut and dry as people think they are. As you learn it in like Spanish class or something, they el biblioteca, that means the library, sure, but there's a lot of words that they will cut out of a sentence of ours.
Yeah.
And so
when you change the context of the sentence.
Yeah. And that happens sometimes. I don't understand why the prosecutor hasn't released it in English just to make it a little more. I mean, he doesn't need to. He's Romanian, so he doesn't give a shit if the English-speaking world reads it.
Yeah, they don't care. English is such a common language now anyway because it's the business language. So it's the new Latin. If they really wanted to, they could find somebody to translate it, but I think they just don't give a shit about what other people think about their legal system.
The BBC cannot verify whether the messages have been accurately transcribed or whether they were sent by the defendants as claimed, because the original evidence is not included in the summary document. This is what I'm talking about, the actual English part of it. The 300 pages of reported testimony and evidence seen by the BBC provide a rare glimpse into the pre-trial prosecution case against Andrew Tate. Sorry, my fucking eye, man. I'm so sorry. Whose controversial views and online influence have sparked warnings from teachers. Teachers?
The most important people in the world, monkey.
Teachers. Sparked warnings from teachers, police, and rights groups. Look.
This is the BBC.
Teachers,
I mean, what do you want?
Teachers can talk when they stop banging kids.
So never.
Included in the summary is a reproduced text message in which Mr. Tate appears to claim leadership of an adult content business that prosecutors say was a human trafficking ring. This would be the video business that he no longer has and hasn't had for 5, 6, 8, 12 years, depending on which time he says it. but that he was bragging about having no less than, I think it's 2 years ago.
Yeah, his brother said a year ago that they still had it in operation a year before that. So
yeah, and Andrew was on something 3 years ago where he said it.
yeah, and that's just the webcam business, not the OnlyFans thing.
Not the
which is
OnlyFans.
still
Which they do not bring up anytime they're talking about this. Anytime they're talking about the charges and stuff against it, like they're doing it for TikTok. Never mention the OnlyFans where they had women doing sexual things.
No, we don't talk about that. It's a redirection. Got to move that goalpost.
In June, Romanian Organized Crime Unit, the ROCU, the ROCU, formally charged the Tate brothers along with 2 Romanian women with trafficking women and forming an organized crime group. Attending court for the indictment, Andrew Tate said that they were not the first affluent men to be unfairly attacked. And they look forward to being found innocent. How many of those jurors can you afford? Now that you're not paying that rent on that Bugatti anymore, how many of those jurors can you buy?
Probably a couple.
At least 1 or 2.
Mike's saying that the Romanian trials, there's no jury. It's just 3 judges.
All right. How many of the judges can you buy? Remember, this is a guy who said,
fairly more expensive.
This is a guy who said he doesn't live in the United States because you can't buy off a traffic cop. He found it offensive that you can't buy off a traffic cop. Earlier this summer, Romanian prosecutors said in a statement that Tate brothers had recruited their alleged victims by misleading them about their romantic intentions, which is in text messages. With one of the girls, and Mr. I never said that I'd marry these girls, literally said he'd marry this chick repeatedly.
Yeah, he said that on interviews too, that promise them a relationship and then get them there working and then isolate them. He laid all this out in video.
Excuse me. Those videos have nothing to do with this case.
I mean, even if he was lying through his teeth in those interviews, they're going to use them against him. It's a stupid thing to say. You want to admit to being like hooked up with the Romanian mob and how you get these women to fall for you, move them to another country, and then hold them against their will and not give them any money. You're probably going to get brought up on charges, dummy. They're going to at least take a real good look at you and be like, there's something funny going on. He even alluded to a body in a text message. Like, dude, you're dumb. You're just dumb.
Yeah, you really shouldn't admit this stuff in public. More like hearsay. That's not more like it's not hearsay if it came from the guy.
If it came from somebody else, it'd be
that's
hearsay,
evidence.
But yeah, this is actually going to be considered evidence. If it was a third party reporting it and it wasn't a video, then it would be hearsay. But they're going to use this as admissions of guilt. If
I said Andrew said that to me, that's hearsay. Andrew saying it out of his own fucking mouth is not hearsay.
Yeah.
But either way, you're right. It is stupid. It's fucking stupid. I don't understand why people go online and admit to their crimes.
Yeah, especially if you didn't actually do it.
Yes,
that's insanely stupid. You're admitting to human trafficking on multiple podcasts. I mean, maybe he didn't think he was, but have some forethought, dude. That's just dumb,
dude. There's literally a video where he says "Loverboy method."
Yeah,
I mean, and they're accusing us of being too nice to women on TikTok. Fuck you, you lying piece of shit. No matter what you think, the man's a fucking liar. He's lied repeatedly about what the charges are.
Oh, he's lied about a lot of things, actually. His past, his chess championships, how many
no, man.
He was in.
Hey, he was a chess champion at 4, damn it.
Yeah, there's no record of that because all that stuff is recorded. It's on their website, by the way. You can check. He finished last in a couple of tournaments that he claimed he won. Yeah. His dad's record wasn't as good as he said either, which, that might just be a misremembering or, a child idolizing their parent or whatever.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm. Did he change his last name from Biden?
Maybe.
Were the Tates originally Biden's?
his first name's Emery. It's not even Andrew.
Emery.
Andrew's his middle name.
Emery Andrew Biden. I'm pretty sure that's real.
Oh, the third.
The third.
Yeah, because he's the third. So yeah, I mean, they going on and trying to brag about their criminal pride is a really dangerously stupid thing to do, especially if you didn't do it. So
with the didn't do it thing, I'd also like to point out people who celebrate this asshole for claiming crimes he may or may not have done and think that makes you manly. You need better heroes. What kind of he's okay? Let's say he's lying about all of it, right, Jack?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's saying it for a reason, and the reason would be to try to make look how cool I am. If you think he's cool for any of the fucking stupid shit he said, you're just a fucked up individual. And I understand why women won't touch you unless you pay them. Just saying. This guy's a scumbag. He's always been a scumbag. And whether he's actually done what he said he did or not, he still brags about doing it.
Yeah. If he did fuck that girl when she was 15 and that comes out, State Department might go after him for sex tourism.
Yep. I mean, he is right now under investigation for banging a minor.
Yeah, they do this a lot with people that go to Southeast Asia for sex with kids mainly.
Yep.
But sex tourism, if you fuck somebody under 18, especially in Asia, the State Department will have you arrested, extradited back home, and then they will pursue you for child rape. So
I remember
it's federal charges.
I remember seeing a news piece on some sex tourism in Southeast Asia. I forget where. And this one guy, I mean, he was like known for it. And the State Department finally decides to crack down on it. He went away for a long, long, long time. But he was over there banging like 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
Fucking
unfortunately, poverty-driven countries like most of Southeast Asia are hotbeds of that shit because they're desperate people. And these pedos know that, and they'll go over there and do that sort of thing. But it's not that uncommon in other places either. I mean, look at Epstein. So, which Andrew did tweet about how much he respected Epstein. So
he did. But look, for people who enjoy this guy, there's going to be nothing that's enough. Even if they're found guilty, it'll still be that lying bitch. Let's just be honest about it. But don't worry, guys. There'll be another shitbag who rises up to take their place.
Yeah. There's plenty of good male, masculine role models.
Are there?
I don't think Andrew Tate's one of them.
No, he's definitely not. The Tate's lawyers are expected to challenge the prosecution's evidence in a pre-trial hearing later this month. And some of the material referred to in the case file seen by the BBC could be ruled inadmissible. I'm betting they're going to say that about the videos.
Some of them probably. I don't know. They might be looking at it as a totality thing. Like if he had said it once or twice, maybe then they could say he was just being braggadocious. But if they have this massive volume of them as a collected thing, they might let them in. I'm not sure on Romanian rules of evidence.
Sure, yeah. No, but I mean, if they're talking about what's admissible, I mean, for me, the least admissible things, although I think they should be, are the videos of them admitting to this shit outside of the case itself. Because again, you could, he was just bragging, or this was taken out of context, or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And here in a U.S. court, you might even get away with that.
Maybe, but they have let videos of people in, especially on social media, where people have admitted to crimes and they've used that video against them. It's circumstantial, but you can get that admitted. So I don't know how it's going to work in a Romanian court, though.
Yeah, you can get it admitted if it's directly related to the crime that's at hand.
Yeah, and if he's explaining the Loverboy method.
There was even a rapper recently who got it. I don't remember exactly. They were trying to get him for his song, And the song related directly to the crime that he had been accused of.
They've tried that a couple times. Normally, that one doesn't fly. It would have to include something specific that wasn't known to the public.
If I remember correctly, that is why they did it, is because it was so specific to the case.
Yeah.
But again, I don't remember how that one turned out. Anyway, the defendants may, even if the material is found admissible, the defendants may challenge it during trial. Well, I would hope they would. Otherwise, just plead guilty. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, they should challenge everything. That's just a good. You have a shit defense lawyer if he's not challenging every single piece that comes across your desk.
Devil's advocate just said that he was expected to challenge evidence. That seems obvious. It's kind of what the defense attorneys do. Yeah, exactly.
It's sort of in the job title. You know?
The defendants may dispute that they made these statements and contest their accuracy or context. They may also contest whether they meet the required legal standard for any offense being committed. The file seen by the BBC includes testimony from what prosecutors say several women who lived in a building near the Tate's house on the outskirts of Bucharest. The women allege that income from their online pornographic content was controlled by the defendants, along with some accounts and passwords. There's a video of Tristan going around where and Andrew, I think, said this in a video too, but Tristan's like, there's no question of what he's saying. You cannot give the women their passwords because if you do, they might leave you.
Yeah.
That sounds a little bit like coercion. Prosecutors say access to the money on the OnlyFans site was controlled by Georgina Nagel, one of the Tate's two Romanian co-defendants. She would pay the women in OnlyFans video sums of money each month without revealing the total income that had been earned, prosecutors allege. On content created for the TikTok platform, they say the defendants took 50% of the income and sometimes more. Witnesses also claim they were forced to produce specific content to a strict schedule under the threat of verbal and physical abuse. Case file refers to threats to break your teeth or end up in the morgue in transcribed text messages said to be from Miss Nagel. She's also facing a charge of physically assaulting one victim, which she denies. That's the one where she tried to rip off her titty.
Yeah.
Where she, the girl just had breast augmentation, and as a punishment, she grabbed on her stitches, pulling her titties up.
That's pretty brutal. Look, I think they're going to try and blame the two subordinate chicks, the personal assistant and the bottom bitch.
Oh, yeah.
If that's probably going to be their best defense. Be like, look, I was just up here. Don't know.
I don't think you can go that way, because if you do, they turn on you.
Yeah, but I mean, if they're smart, they covered their ass well before that. I don't know. It depends how good these guys are at covering their tracks.
It depends
if
on
they did it.
If we're being honest about a trial, if you didn't, doesn't matter. It's what's proven at trial.
Yeah.
And that's a horrible thing to say, but that's true in every justice system. That's why we have innocent people go to jail and guilty people. That's why O.J. Simpson was allowed to go look for Nicole's murderer on the golf course. So, I mean, no legal system is perfect. I'm just looking at the preponderance of all the stuff that you can see about this case, and I think they're fucked. I think
they're in big trouble, mostly because of all their interviews and the podcasts and the Hustler University stuff. I think they're in big trouble for that.
Mess says he's still looking. Yes, he is. OJ's going to find that Puerto Rican guy.
Yeah, he's out there somewhere.
He's somewhere. If I'm the girls, and I'm just being honest here, I go looking for a deal.
They'd be smart to flip. Because they have all the real information. Because honestly, the one chick, the personal assistant, she's probably going to get more time than either of the Tates, because she was the one actually enforcing everything.
Yes. Yeah.
So she's actually looking at a lot more trouble than they are.
I mean, except Andrew, because Andrew has the 2 rape charges.
Yeah, I think those are going to get dropped, though, or pled out.
I
I think they're going to be made to
I
go
don't.
away.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think with what I've read of the rape charge, I don't think that can be proven out.
Yeah, I don't think
think
it's going to stick.
I think that one's a not guilty, honestly.
Yeah, that's why I think the personal assistant chick, who's kind of not that bad looking, there's something saucy about her. I think that chick's looking at the most time. Because Andrew and Tristan could turn on her and go state's evidence against them and just lie through their teeth or plead ignorance, whatever the case may be. I don't know, but their interviews are going to sink them.
Fines of about 10% were imposed on the defendants or by the defendants on women performing online even for small infractions, such as staying too long on a break, crying while live online, or wiping their nose while live, one witness says. All right, this shows that Andrew Tate's not that smart. You want to make money, real money, have your girl cry.
Yeah. It's just so hard living here.
For those simps, man. Oh, look, we've seen it on Twitch. That one chick, when she did her crying stream, I have never seen her make so much money.
Mm-hmm.
And she just hand over fist, man. She couldn't take the donations fast enough. Andrew, let him cry once in a while. You don't want him crying all the time.
No,
but let him have a bad day once a week, or not a week, once a month. It's just
right around that time of the month.
Yeah. Like, you guys are all too supportive. I don't deserve that. You guys are way too nice to me. Money, 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 money. Look, man, guys don't like a crying woman. They like to make that go away. Like to help.
It tends to make people uncomfortable.
Yeah. I don't get why people are so weird from seeing a woman cry. Because you shouldn't want a woman crying. Yeah, as our job as the protectors and stuff, it's supposed to keep them from harm, right? Now, look, they're going to cry anyway because they're women, but still.
Well, I mean, that's what they do.
This apparently resulted in one of the women owing about 4,000 pounds in debt. Wow. She must have taken some long ass breaks, man.
That chick cried a lot.
I'm apathetic to women crying. Kyle, you married? I'm just asking. A lawyer for the two female defendants said they vehemently denied the allegations, which were not supported by any evidence, and they were waiting for the court to decide their innocence. I mean, there's text from you and the other chick and Andrew where you're threatening that one chick for not working hard enough. You said Andrew was going to throw her out of a fucking window.
There was also the phone calls from prison to his personal assistant and somebody else that they recorded. Those transcripts do not help their case. Look, don't say anything stupid. All prison phone calls are recorded. Everybody knows that. Haven't you ever watched Law and Order?
Well, maybe not everybody knows that it happens in every country.
You should assume you're being recorded if you're in jail.
If you're under investigation, you should assume you're being recorded.
Yeah. Yeah, you even suspect it. You got to be careful. And definitely don't talk about your crimes through text messages. For God's sake.
This is actually one of the things that the mob did really smart in the late 70s and early 80s is they stopped conducting business anywhere they normally conducted business.
Yeah.
They would do everything on payphones. They would go to places that they didn't normally associate with. And with like Gotti, I don't know how much you know about that, where they get the recordings from the deli above or the apartment above that little deli place they hang out. They only barely got the bugs in there, and they couldn't figure out where these guys had been talking for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, it's from that place upstairs. And once that was known, everything was recorded. They knew they were trying to record them.
Of course.
How do you not pick up? You're in the mafia, dude.
Yeah, you just have to assume that people are trying to catch what you're saying, so you got to be a little discreet. I mean, it's
Indeed.
just common sense forethought.
Prosecutor's file also contains what is claimed to be transcriptions of audio messages from 2020 in which Tristan Tate appears to say he doesn't want the women on sites like Pornhub and OnlyFans to have access to their accounts. I don't want them to have passwords. I don't want them to have anything. And I don't want to tell them that they have OnlyFans. I want that money to be used by me and you. Screw them. Damn, Tristan.
That's cold, man. That's cold.
Another part reads, mainly I'm going to slave these bitches. I'm going to make them work even more hours and hours and hours. I work these bitches like slaves. Slave work. For some reason, slave is in all caps there. Minimum 10 to 12 hours a day.
I mean, how stretched out is her cooter going to be after a few months?
Well,
You want people
gotta
to be
remember,
like, "Oh, damn, that looks nice." Not
a lot
what
of
is
this,
that?
a lot of this was not penis and vagina sex. It was girl on girl or solo.
Yeah, but I mean, people are still going to see her cooch, and she's going to be rubbing it. I mean,
I
you
mean,
don't want that
it
thing
probably
looking
had,
like a leather handbag.
it probably had calluses, but it probably wasn't stretched. That's all I'm getting at.
I guess.
Yeah, you're right. It looks more like a catcher's mitt. Although the inside is still nice and tight.
Let's hope so. I don't want chafing at the base of my wiener.
The Tate brothers and some of the women working for them previously told investigators that the allegations are the result of jealousy. Two of the women classified as victims by prosecutors say they did not share their income with anyone. Both women have publicly emphasized their close personal ties to the men and support for them. Are they going to tell us the rest of that story? Let's find out. Prosecutors will also say, oh no, they changed this. This is where the prison messages come into play. Because those two girls were basically told by the Tates to come out and defend them. You can find that on Willie Mack's video. Prosecutors will also seek to build up a picture of controlling behavior and heavy restrictions, largely through witness testimony and messages which they claim were exchanged between the various parties. This includes an alleged ban on newly arrived women leaving the house without permission and needing to be accompanied by one of the Tate's trusted associates, their bottom bitches. That's another one in the Willie Mack thing where Tristan claims that Andrew didn't even know one of the girls, but there's literally video of him welcoming her into the house.
Multiple times.
Multiple times. I didn't even know that bitch. You know, look, guys, I'm just being honest here. If you didn't do it, what you need to do right now, stop lying. Stop lying. That's it. Because the reason I don't trust these idiots is because they're lying about the charges. If you're willing to lie about what the charge is against you, they're not saying, I mean, they do the Matrix stupid shit, but they're not going, I'm accused of having these girls on OnlyFans, and that's just because they want to come get me. No, they're lying about where it was even happening. Like, it was just TikTok. Because TikTok, you know, wouldn't allow you to have the overtly sexual stuff.
Yeah.
You can work with someone and not intimately know them. They're just there. That's true. Sure.
Yeah, he claimed he'd never even met this woman.
Yep, never even met her. The video, I mean, check it out.
I just dropped the link for
better. And they just keep lying. Look at the one with the girl, fuck, I forget her name. Emma Gaddy. Look how they're lying about she's accused 7 men of kidnapping. She never accused a single man of kidnapping. Not one. Not one. But they keep repeating that shit. And the one guy who went to jail, that's because somebody else caught him diddling a child. She just happened to be one of the children.
Yeah, he diddled 2 girls that were underage. She was one of them, and there was another girl, and he got put away for 24 years.
Yep.
His name was Yoga Fox. He was a guru.
Keith Fox is his actual name. Yoga Fox is what he called himself because he had a yoga business, which is where these girls ran into him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the guy that Candace Owens thought you needed to protect.
Yeah,
Fucking horrible bitch.
She named the victim, but it left the guilty kid diddler's name out because you could just go look it up. No, you idiot.
Hey, she was showing integrity.
No, she wasn't. She was doing the exact opposite of integrity.
Hey, they had to have some integrity on that program by protecting a fucking child predator.
Yeah, a convicted
Owens,
child predator.
Bitch. Yeah. Anyhow, look, this is still going to play out for months, possibly years to come. If anybody wants to read that, I'll throw the link in the chat for you. We'll see what happens. But honestly, if they wanted to convince me when this started, like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Just stop lying. They lie all the time, constantly, for no reason.
And most likely, even if they're innocent, that will get them found guilty. Because people will see it as a pattern behavior that they can't tell the truth, so you can't trust them.
Go ahead and bring that 7 kidnapping shit up in court. I dare you.
Oh, that'll blow up in their face so bad.
Because even if we take everything in, the other guy, the guy who was suing her when he was banging her when he knew she was underage, that's 100% true. If we take everything in his charges at face value, it's still only 5 people and only 2 accusations, and still none are kidnapping.
Yeah. And there were only, I think, 2 accusations, not necessarily from her, about rape. Because the one guy was convicted for fucking her underage. The other guy was somebody she was dating that found out she was underage, and he broke up with her immediately, as I recall.
Understatement says lots of people puff up their defense / accusations. All right. I'm not talking about puffing up. He went with Tucker Carlson, and Tucker Carlson says to him, there's not even a sex crime here, right? That they're charging. And Andrew says, nope. No, there's not. That's not puffing up. That is fucking lying. There's a rape charge in there against him. Now, he can claim, hey, I didn't do it. That's fine. But to claim it's not even the charge? Come on, dude. He's a fucking liar. And I'm sorry. I can't trust him because he is so blatantly lying about everything. Why would I trust anything he said? I mean, the best defense for Andrew is that he's lied consistently his whole fucking career, Jack.
That would actually be a pretty smart defense, I think.
It's the best defense for him. All the stuff he said in the videos, he was just lying about. He was bragging. Well, that's him lying.
Making shit up to sound important. That actually probably would be a pretty good defense.
It's their only defense. It really is. If they're allowed to show those videos, their only defense is he was lying about all this.
Yeah.
And you telling a judge that your defense is that you're a habitual liar? Probably not the best defense.
Well, I mean, look, Hail Marys come out pretty frequently sometimes. So sometimes you just got to roll the dice, man.
Yeah. So I think they're screwed. I really do.
I think those interviews are going to sink them. If those get admitted, they're fucked. There's going to be a major uphill battle with that.
Yeah, but even besides that, just the transcripts we've seen, and again, there is something to the notion that maybe the translation, something was lost there, but just the stuff that we've seen from the transcripts and stuff, man, that should fuck him. I mean, you literally have the one chick threatening one of the girls and Tate being involved in that conversation. Andrew, not Tristan. I mean, how do you deny that you were coercing them when you have that? I just think they're fucked, man. I really do.
Yeah.
But
it could be a case of the cover being worse than the crime. But
yeah.
Look, if you're charged with a crime, keep your mouth shut and talk to your attorneys, and don't do what they're doing.
And don't wait to delete the evidence offline until the BBC calls you out on it in the one good point they made in an interview.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. All right, Jack, we're going to wrap up here. We got tonight still to do. Hopefully we'll be back. I want to try to do it between 8 and 9 tonight, but we'll see how tired I get.
Well,
God only knows.
See how tired you get and what kind of natural disasters you cause.
I'm doing my best to stay up. Maybe I'll just go take a nap now. Either way, guys, thanks for coming and hanging out with us on this. The debate is tonight. I doubt we'll be able to watch it live, but we'll have something to say. I promise.
Yeah, we can always go over the Tucker thing. So
yeah, hopefully what we've heard from CNN is true. Because speaking of fucking liars, we don't know if that's. I mean, I've not seen confirmation of that. I hope it happens, so we have something to talk about instead of being like, "Well, the debate's happening."
Well, it's either that or depressing news. Because boy, is there a lot of that. I got a new article on the Maui fires that really enraged me.
Oh, God.
But thank you, Frosted Glass. Screw Tate, the true embodiment of manliness, has but 3 simple rules. 1, never take off your mask. 2, there's no problem so bad you can't wrestle it. 3, never underestimate the power of a good ascot. You forgot number 4, sir. Chest is very vital, especially while you're wearing a good sweater vest. But yes, those are the El Santo rules. Thank you, Frosted.
I don't know what an El Santo is.
He was a Mexican wrestler that went into the movie business, and he had 52 movies. It was a great second career for him.
Nice.
Yeah, he fought vampires and zombies.
Guys, thanks for hanging out. Thank you for the donations. You guys are very, very kind. We appreciate it. Anything you want to show?
I'll drop a link to something, but thank you so much for the donations. You guys are awesome. And don't forget to come out tonight and listen to us bitch and moan about the debate, because it'll be exciting.
I did do a game stream earlier before I did this. I was playing some Phasmophobia, showing a good way to make money on that game if you're not trying to power through. There's this really cheesy way of making money, Jack. That's not really playing the game.
Oh, that's weird.
Even people who are longtime players are like, all right, that's cheesy as shit. They still do it, but they'll call it cheesy. If you want to see a way to do it where you make decent money, it's not very hard. Go check that one out. It's I give you the settings that you need and show you just how easy it can be. Didn't die at all. In fact, I didn't get chased by a ghost at all.
What?
In 2.5 hours. Yeah.
Oh, that's lame.
And I got scared several times because they still do what they call ghost events, Jack. And there were a couple of those that made me shit myself. So I'm going to go change my drawers because I haven't done that yet.
Gross.
But over on Ranting Monkey Games, you can check that out if you're interested. And thanks for watching, Jack. A pleasure as always.
Always glad to be here.
Guys, take care of yourselves. We'll see you later tonight.
Bye, everybody.
I'm going to go to sleep right now. So everyone grab your butt. Shit, I don't know what rhymes with butt. Putt, mutt. Don't put it in your mutt. No, that's horrible.
Ew, don't do that.
I mean, it's still good advice, but